And just steady your breathing. Fall a little bit deeper into yourself, into a light meditative space. As we call in the support teams, we ask for the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, and the karmic board to merge deeply and fully with us now through all dimensions of our fields. We ask for our God presences, our guides, our ascension councils to work in harmonious group consciousness together. So the highest of the highest of the highest will be shown here for all of us in our here and now. Ask for Temple of Mother Gaia grounding to anchor and activate through all dimensions of our fields. Call on a Temple of Divine Union to anchor and activate through all dimensions of our fields. And finally, calling on a God Presence Communion Temple to anchor and activate through all dimensions of our fields. And just a reminder that temples are energy fields with a designated frequency, a certain resonance, a certain point of attraction. And gently place your attention now in the God Presence Communion Temple and see, feel, or know yourself sitting in a circle here with others. As today we are joined by Ascended Master Sananda, who will be guiding us on a journey to do with dealing with our life blocks. He says to start this journey, he'd like to start with a mini clearing of your energetic field, your 12 primary chakras, and just checking your field for unhealthy energetic cords, programs and implants that your presence is indicating can be transformed or removed. So simply focus on breathing up and down your pillar as Sananda and the support teams here today, meaning your ascension councils, your higher self, God presence. We'll start with the chakra clearing from the highest chakra first, your soul star chakra, if you look at the 12 primary chakras, down to the earth star chakra, and they will start this clearing moving downwards. So if you feel some energetic movements through your field with this clearing, they'll clear the chakra front and back. And while they do this as well, any unhealthy energetic cords will be cut as well. And energies or individuals or places that these cords were still connected to will be managed by the universal energies, so that everything remains in balance, in accordance with creation. And just gently keep focusing on your in and out breath now as the teams move through this chakra clearing. They're also starting to focus now on removing any implants and programs or entities as well, energies that you no longer need, that perhaps have been in your field, influencing your decisions in your life, holding you back, etc. So these all need to be cleared for the lessons that Sananda wishes to share today in regards to dealing with your life blocks, moving through your life blocks, transforming your life blocks. Draw up some powerful energy from Earth now, and this may be in any color, of any type of frequency. Perhaps it'll feel like liquid light. You may feel that it's green or gold or pure white. Just draw that up from Earth now, all the way up to Source and down again. Breathe with this frequency and this color a few times. Beautiful. And as the clearing is starting to work with the last few chakras, gently notice how Sananda activates a clockwise swirl of the divine blue ray of truth around your energetic field, around your aura, around your pillar. It is very gentle, a pastel blue, but very clearly defined as well in its clarity. So feel that gently start to move around you, and this aligns you more deeply to your higher truth, to your unique truth, and also to universal truth. Beautiful. And everyone is finished now. Just breathe up and down your pillar a few times. And you're now in a very clear, clean, energetic space, flowing your higher frequencies up from earth to source and down from source through your pillar, 6 feet in all directions, in front of you, behind you, to the left, to the right, and you're here in the God Presence Communion Temple. And Sananda wishes to talk to you about and teach you some techniques today on how to deal with apparent blocks in your life. In any area, he explains. This can be in your relationships, in your work, in your mission, in dealing with your physical body, in dealing with your family, in dealing with nature, in dealing with your grounding, in dealing with your projects. Anything where you feel things are stuck, they're not flowing, they've come to a grinding halt, or you see no way forward, and your mind cannot figure it out for you. Now, the first thing he explains is to understand that there are 2 primary types of blocks in their appearance. The first block is one which appears as a block, as stopping energetic flows in your life. He explains this is in fact a challenge, an initiation for you to grow through. So this is a block you need to move through and transform in your life. That's the first type of block. The second type of block is where your higher self, you, are showing yourself that the direction you have been traveling in or wanted to travel in or have been heading towards is no longer in the highest of the highest of the highest for you, for your goals, for your purpose. So it is literally asking you to change direction so that you can follow the path of least resistance in the sense of achieving what you truly want as a heart and as a soul. And with that, the remembrance that your higher self and your God presence, in fact, has a much larger overview of your life and your life path than you do from being in it. So a redirection may not seem logical to the mind and may in fact be extremely frustrating because it is so clear that that seems to be the way you want to go. However, perhaps going from point A to C and then to B is a much better path overall than going from A to B. And so that's why you, as a larger energy, have erected this block between A and B, because it is not the path to travel on. Now, Sananda says, how will you know if you are dealing with block A or block B? If you are dealing with block A, where you need to transform it and move through it to grow, but you deviate, you change your course and your direction because you're assuming it's a block B, then you won't learn the lessons that have been set out for you. if you're dealing with a block B, which is a literal block asking you to change direction, but you try to push through it and you try to force it open, then you will be exerting a lot of energy, which is not going to lead to a positive outcome for you. He says, and this is where the first step of these techniques he wants to share with you today is the idea that you need to be able to distinguish block A and block B. So this is where we will be working with the divine blue ray, he explains. So the first step to determining whether you're dealing with an initiation or a challenge or a literal block asking you to change direction is to clear your energies, very simply as we did in the beginning of this session. Because then you're in a clear neutral space, and this doesn't have to be anything fancy, Sananda says. Simply setting up your pillar will set you up in enough of your presence, in enough of your heart energy to start to determine whether you're dealing with block A or block B. The next step is calling forth the divine blue ray. And what will happen, Sananda says, is you will visually place this block in front of you. If you cannot literally see it within the God Presence Communion Temple, that is okay. Trust that it is there. Imagine that it is there. And see it perhaps as a large boulder or a wall or a thick energy that you cannot move through. Whatever sort of seems to fit with this situation. It might be thick molassesy energy that you can't seem to move through. It might be tight jungle-like looking vegetation. It might be a wall. It might be a boulder. Every block seems to have its own frequency. Project that there in front of you. And then start from your heart, call in first of all the divine blue ray, and I will assist you with this. Call on my name as well. Call on Sananda. Please assist me with this process of determining which block I'm dealing with. Call in this beautiful divine blue ray through your crown and into your heart, where you hold it as a sphere of beautiful blue light. Then move this energy through the front of your heart into this block, and you will see it as like a beam of light, and it'll start to flow onto this block. And now you will learn very quickly if this is an initiation, challenge block, a block A, or a block B. Sananda says as follows: if you can start to see through the block, like the light and the blue truth can move through it in some form, way, or shape. You will start to see that it just moves through, or you can see that the light is moving through it. Then you will know this is a block A, one you simply need to move through. Keep at your current direction and keep moving through, trusting this will open one step at a time. By projecting this blue ray of truth onto this block, it will start to open up more clearly for you. This will assist greatly. It will show its truth to you. What do you need to acknowledge? What do you need to learn? What do you need to accept? Do you need more information? Do you simply need to settle into this, and then it will move through and not resist as much? You will get very clear insights into what steps you need to take to in fact move through this particular initiation, this block. And these can be short ones or long ones. They can be as short as days to as long as, for certain very, very large initiations, up to months or years. And they will be different in their intensity moving through. Do not hold any attachment to that, Sananda, for it is simply part of your life journey here. Projecting the blue ray coming into the crown, out of the heart, front of the heart, onto a block B will be very different, he says. block B, will not let any divine truth through. In fact, what it will do is it will bounce off of this block in a different direction, which may be 90 degrees to the right or the left, or it may come straight, almost right back at you. So it is very, very different in its field. The light will not be absorbed and shine through a little bit, even if it's solid rock, but it will bounce off. It is literally going to be shown to you as a block. A do not pass, do not keep going, change direction, and it will show you a new direction. So if you follow the direction of where the bounce off of the energy is going, you can already see which different direction you need to take. Perhaps you will see a different place, a different project, a different option, or simply the fact that you are open to no longer pursuing this route, this direction you were on, or the relationship with this person, or the project you were pushing on, or the choice and course of action in your parenting, or dealing with your physical body with a certain diet. And these are all simply examples of a wide array of blocks you can be dealing with. But simply understand that if it bounces off and it is in no way, shape, or form taking in the blue ray of universal truth, it means it's a block. You simply need to change direction, abort your course of action, let go, and simply understand that that was not in the highest for you, and a different route will show itself, rather directly or over the coming time. Again, do not be attached to that outcome. It needs not show itself directly to you, because perhaps you need to simply first integrate the letting go of the block itself. Perhaps you'd been working on a project for 2 years and all of a sudden you run into this block B where it is a no-go zone, where it's time for you to abort and change course. Well, do so first, letting go of all the emotions and the challenges that come with that, and then simply let a new direction come to you. Call on me, Sananda says, to assist you with this transformation, because he will help you to hold universal truth as it moves through your field. So, again, bring the divine blue ray through your crown chakra, ask Sananda for assistance, hold it as a sphere in your heart, project it out through your heart at your specific block. If it lets through and absorbs this blue ray, mostly, then it's a block A. If it lets no blue ray light in, it's a block B, and it will be reflecting or projecting the blue ray in a different direction. This means you're dealing with an abort situation. Stop, do not proceed, change direction, change intention, change your manifestation of that particular area in your life. So with that being said, take that in now, breathe up and down your pillar a few times. And Sananda explains, we will now practice with one block in your current life situation. Now take a moment to let this block bubble up in your consciousness. Perhaps it's you in your dealings with one of your children. Perhaps it's one of your projects which seems blocked or stagnant. Perhaps it's an area in your physical body or an illness you have been fighting against that has things blocked. Perhaps it's you just feeling blocked in life, or feeling blocked in regards to your mission, or perhaps it's as simple as my car feels blocked for some reason. And bring through this block now. There can be so many different blocks in life. And bring through a block for which it is unclear to you if it's a block A, which is an initiation or a challenge, or if it's a block B, which is a literal abort, change direction block. Okay, now as we discussed before, he says, place this block in front of you and see what type of texture does it have. What does it look like? Does it look like a brick wall? Does it look like a jungle that you will in no way be able to move through? Does it look like a thick ball of molasses type oily energy that you cannot move beyond? Does it look like hard rubber? It may have a texture and a shape for you. If you do not get a texture and a shape, do not worry, he says. Simply see it as a large boulder or a large wall, whatever works best for your specific imagination or your particular energetic frequency. In the end, the block is the block, no matter how it shows itself in this particular imagery. Bring through the divine blue ray now through your crown into your heart and hold it there in a beautiful glowing sphere of light, a circle, a sphere of light. Project it out now through the front of your heart onto your block and give it that nice frequency, good power as it moves through. So there's a strong projection of the blue ray of energy. And I will assist with this right now. Now leave it on there for a little while, at least 30 seconds to a minute in your time, to start getting a sense if it's a block A, a challenge and an initiation, or a block B. The reason to leave it on for 30 to 60 seconds at least, he says, is because the mind has often been so entangled with this block trying to figure it out that almost the mind needs to melt a little bit first, and the resistance of the mind and the ideas and the projections of the mind need to be surrendered a little bit first. That's why it's important to be in a generally reasonably clear space while doing this, not very emotional, he says, or not caught up in the block or the turbulence of the block, but simply in your pillar, flowing your energy in a light meditative space as you are now. And now watch what happens with this block. Is the light entering into it even a little bit? Even moving through it? Is it lighting it up a little bit? Is it showing itself to a deeper level? Do you see a next layer? Do you see light moving through? Or is it a very clear bounce-off effect? Can you see the light being diverted, shining in a different direction? Because this blue ray will bounce off even very uneven surfaces, he says. Even if it's a jungle of plants that is your block, the light will beautifully bounce off that as well. It does not need to be a shiny mirror or a smooth wall. Sananda says these are merely constructs of the mind. So you will now start to see clearly if you're dealing with a block A or a block B. If it's a block A, he says, start to bring in more of this beautiful blue light by projecting it from your heart onto your block, and more divine truth will come to you. I will assist you with this, your presence will assist you with this, and simply know you need to stick with this, keep moving through, and it is an initiation. And again, this can take any amount of time, so do not be attached to the time frame. If you are dealing with a block B, it will be very clear, and you can perhaps see where the blue ray is projecting itself onto. You may see a new project there, a new direction, a new solution. You have a new idea, a new thought. Follow this ray in the new direction, even if you do not see where it points. Simply understand to immediately abort the direction you are taking. You do not need to wait a day or a week or a month to see how it plays out. Simply abort, trust, move on. This is how quick and clear your presence will show you the solution to a block B. And there you have it in its simplest form, says Sananda. How to deal with any and all blocks in your life. If you are dealing with multiple blocks, simply do this process for each and every one of the blocks. Write down the outcomes if you wish, so you don't get confused, and then follow the course of action. If it's a block A, you need simply start to surrender more and let more truth in on how this can move through. Ask for guidance. If it's a block B, simply change direction and let the new direction, the new course of action, the new route be shown to you. Sananda wishes to thank you all for being here today and for the sharing of this information. He's been very happy to work with you all, and we'll seal up this energy now. We ask for all this energy work to be sealed and to integrate with grace, ease, love, light. So be it, so be it, so be it. It is done. We thank Sananda, we thank the beautiful temples for their assistance today, and our ascension councils and the support teams. Come fully back into your here and now. Breathe up and down your pillar a few times as we seal up this energy and these insights for you. So be it, so be it, so be it. It is done. Many blessings, and enjoy these teachings on your path.